All right. Good morning, cyber friends. This is the Midi Man coming at you again from Walker's Music back here, Studio B and C. We're giving God all the praise and glory, thanking Him for life, health, and strength, thanking Him for as well as it is. And we also thanking Him for all of you out there, you cyber friends, you know who you are. Yes, friend, as you look at the title of this video this morning, you'll see I'm dealing with a subject that a lot of us have to deal with at different times, but we've all had to deal with it, and some of us are yet dealing with it. And it's a very common thing to get full of pride, and that's how come I want to deal with that subject matter this morning. Don't let your pride fool you. Don't let your pride fool you. Brothers and sisters, being a lot of time we can be in certain situations and circumstances, and a lot of time, we can be put in areas of responsibility, and sometimes we be placed in different roles in our lives and different positions, and sometimes we get the feeling like that, you know, things cannot go on without us. And oh, how sadly that is a big mistake we make. Because I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, things can go on without you or me, for that matter. Oh yeah, things can't go on without you. Now I know a lot of us feel like sometimes that we are the only ones that if we don't do something, it won't be done. But you are sadly mistaken, my brother and my sister, if you think in that way. Because if you think things cannot run without you, I dare you to die. And you'll see just thing goes on as usual. I am now a deacon at my church, but I wasn't always a deacon. I was just a regular member like anybody else. And then Antioch ran perfectly well without me then. And matter of fact, that my church is way over 100 years old. Antioch was running before I was even born. So now, why I get up here and think that now the church came wrong without me? Oh, no. See, we get full of pride, y'all. Let me tell you something. The devil got thrown out of heaven because of pride. Yeah. He got to the point that he thought he was the one. You see, anytime we thinking that we when you think that you are somebody, then that really, see, as long, the Bible tells us of an instance, King Saul, the first king of Israel. The Lord told him, after he was made king and everything, when he was thought he was nobody, when he was humble, God used him and made him the king. He said, Saul, when you was small in your own eyes, I lifted you up. But now you see, when somebody give us a little, when somebody give us a key to something, amen. If somebody give us a key to something, or give us a vehicle, a company car, a company truck, or whatever it might be, we get the big head. You understand that? And then we get to the place of where we get more than we try to go or be the, instead of working for the boss, now we want to be the boss. And see, this was the case with Lucifer. Lucifer was one of the most beautiful angels. His body was made up of musical instruments. Beautiful. And see, he started usurping. He would envy the worship that God was getting. He wanted it for himself. He got full of pride. He got full of himself. My brothers and sisters, we got to be very, very careful that we don't fall right in that same category. Anytime you think that you are the only somebody that can do something, hold up now. Let me get you straight. Whether it be in a business organization, it ain't got to just be in the church. We always want to relegate everything to the church. No, it goes across the board. Anytime when you got an individual that thinks, or you might have more than one, But when they come down and they think that can't nothing get done unless they do it, you got a problem. Because things can go on without you. Things went on before you got here, and things going to go on after you leave here. Believe it. Because I guarantee you, you go to the graveyard and you can ask anybody out there, they used to have your job, but they don't have it anymore. You understand what I'm saying? People, you got to realize the thing goes on without you. Just enjoy what God gives you. Use it to the best of your ability and stay humble. Stay humble so God can use you and lift you up. God lifts up the humble, but he brings down the pride. So in other words, we get these bad attitudes just because somebody won't give us the respect that we think that we deserve. You don't deserve nothing. None of us do. None of us. But if it's God's goodness that God allows us to get some honor, well, get that honor and do it graciously and stay humble where God can continue to use you. That's what you need to do. And then when it get to the place where you something, see, y'all life goes on, you know, I can't do some of the things that I used to do, but thank God I'm yet here. You know what I mean? I'm still able to do some of the things. I can't do it. I can't walk as fast and jump like I used to, but at least I'm still moving a little bit. You understand that? But then there's going to come a time when I'm going to graduate from this life to the next life, and I'm going to be just as good as, I'm going to be better than you then. But until then, we must realize, y'all, that don't ever think that the church just got to have you, because the church ain't got to have you or me. There's always somebody that can do what you think you the only somebody that can do. Don't ever think that you're the only one that can do what you're doing. You're badly mistaken. There's somebody that can do it even better than you and me. I'm the keyboard player for Antioch right now. That may not be the case next week. You know what I mean? I don't know what God gonna bring. I don't know what the next day gonna bring. It could. I'm the keyboard player this week, but it may not be for certain next week. But guess what? If I think that I'm the only somebody that can sit behind that Motor EX and y'all can play it, I think too much of myself. I'm thinking way too high of myself. Honey, it always somebody can do something just as well as you, if not better. You need to get humble and stop thinking that I'm the only one. You're not the only nothing. You're not the only one. You're not the only one having trouble. We all have troubles. You might think you're the only one. And I understand with a lot of us, y'all, when we going through stuff, it doesn't feel good and everything, but we got to remember, we are not the only one. And if we get a bad rap, sometimes you get a real bad rap from certain people. But you just remember this. If you stay humble, you won't stay in your problem long, because God will lift you out of it. But if you get a bad attitude, you'll stay in there a long time. Long time. I know. The Israelites stayed in the desert 40 years because of their attitude. Oh, yeah. Right there at the promised land. But they stayed out there 40 years because they couldn't go possess it because the attitude wasn't right. I'm just trying to let you know something, y'all. When we get full of ourselves and think that we are the only one that can do a job, and whether it be on a regular job or in the church or wherever it might be, when you get to the point that you think everything's all about you, you're in a bad fix. Pride don't let you fail. Pride goes right before a halt and quick fall. You headed for a fall when you get full of pride. So now we got, like I said, we got some things that we must do. Responsibility, like my pastor was preaching. Nice, great sermon yesterday about Nehemiah. In other words, he talked about availability. We need to be available to the Lord. Yes, we need to. Ain't nothing wrong with that, and I feel that is very necessary. But just remember this here: if you're not available, He'll find somebody else. But once He chooses you, don't get the big head and think you the only somebody that can do. Some people say, I'm the only somebody who can play this keyboard. No, you're not. You're fooling yourself. I'm the only somebody can sing right now. You're not. Somebody else can take that same microphone and make you shame. Oh yeah, it always somebody just a little bit better. But you ain't worried about that. You just do what God has instructed you to do and be humble in it. He'll keep you lifted up. That's what I got to say about pride, y'all. And like I said, I have changed. Like I told y'all, I had to change some things about my own life. I don't. My brother L.A. Smith, he told me, he gave me confirmation when he gave me a comment back. Some people do give you comments because some people are not jealous of you. And some people don't mind giving another person no credit. But some people don't want to give nobody no credit because they want it all. That's another thing of prideful about some people. They think can't nobody else do anything, like I said, great but them. And when somebody else got something that they do quite well, they will grit their teeth before they give somebody else a little credit. But I'm glad Brother L.A. Smith told me, he said, that's right, Mitty, don't let nobody kill you. When I made that statement on the last video I put up, I'm not going to let people kill me. My blood pressure, I got hypertension, and I'm not going to let people with their ignorance kill me. No, we are not going to go down that road. So with that being said, this Mitty Man saying, whatever you get into, if God ain't in it, you better get out of it. Because it's going to come to nothing. I guarantee you're going to regret it. Like I said, don't be fooled. Don't let your pride fool you. Till the next video, next Bible study, whichever comes first, this Mitty Man saying peace and good day.